So we are right on North Market Street, Junior Fire Company, the big number 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I am with the Chief, Tom Coe. So you are the fire chief of Frederick City and County?
Yes, ma'am.
All of it?
So I am the county's fire chief, the director of the Division of Fire and Rescue Services.
Okay.
Which encompasses all of the fire and EMS services provided in Frederick County.
How many people is that?
So that's a good question. So we have 652 career personnel in Frederick County, and that includes 21 civilian employees.
Okay.
And then we have our 24 independent volunteer corporations. And there's about 1,200 volunteers in Frederick County. And those volunteers serve in various different capacities. Some of them are administrative, some of them are fundraising members, and about 500 of them are operational volunteers that engage in running calls.
Wow.
So
That's
all in all,
lot.
we have a workforce of about 1,100 people answering the county's 911 calls.
Wow, that is impressive. I don't think I ever fathomed that that was the number.
Yeah.
But
so
when you think about it, 1,100 people servicing 279,000 people or something like that.
yeah,
in our
I
county?
think the numbers are about 290,000 residents now.
290,000, yeah.
We are the biggest landmass county in the
Yes.
state. So there's 29 fire stations across our county, and we work together seamlessly to answer the citizens' needs.
I didn't know that either. 29 fire companies. That's really amazing. And so your job day to day is what exactly? I mean, I've seen you know,
it's really
hanging out.
It's really meeting the needs,
waving.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's meeting the needs of our citizens,
Yeah.
meeting the needs of our first responders, and making sure that our system has the tools and equipment we need to function.
Okay.
But a lot of the time there is hanging out, right?
There is hanging out. There is hanging
Networking, I like to call
out.
it.
It is networking because you do need to hear, I think, from the people, and being amongst the people helps that
Absolutely.
as well.
So I love the Frederick community. I've had the benefit of working here for nearly 25 years.
Wow.
And you know, what a great place Frederick County, Frederick City is to live, work, and play.
100%. That's why I started this show, because I love this county so much, and I love showcasing how great the county is. How long have you been in this role in particular?
So I've been in the fire chief's role. I started in an acting capacity July 1st of 2019.
Okay.
And went through the process of confirmation through the county council, and got confirmed in March of 2000.
Okay.
So just as the pandemic was really getting up and running.
Yeah.
So my first experiences as the fire chief, we're dealing with a pandemic.
Oh, wow.
But I've worked for the Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue Services since July of 2000.
Okay.
So started at the independent hose company on Bachman Lane, spent some time down at Carroll Manors Fire Station in Adamstown.
Okay.
Then the bulk of my career was worked at the Westview Fire Station down on New Design Road.
Okay.
Then I kind of came up through the ranks and started working in our command staff, and eventually became the deputy chief, and again in 2019 became the fire chief.
Yeah, that's a pretty good career path.
Yeah.
Are you from Frederick?
So I actually born, raised, and still live in New Windsor. So I'm just across the county line in Carroll.
We still accept that. That's Frederick adjacent.
There's zip code of New Windsor that's in Frederick County, so that counts.
Yeah, we love that. We love that. So I told you, so we did a little bet between you and Chris Michaels on first Saturday, and whoever raised the least amount of money had to wear the tutu.
It was a fun day.
It was a great day. And on that day, because it was February 1st, I told you that I was going to designate the charity that you were raising money for, which was the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, as the Good Morning Frederick charity. And what that does is all the merch that I sell throughout the month, 100% of the money goes to the charities. You buy a $20 t-shirt, $20 goes to the charity. And so I would love for you, and we talked a little bit about this at that day, but I'd love for our viewers to hear what the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation does and how it supports our volunteer and career firefighters' families and themselves.
So the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation is a wonderful organization that I really wish didn't have to exist.
Yeah.
So we work in an incredibly hazardous work environment, and unfortunately, in our line of work, sometimes folks pay the ultimate sacrifice in service to their community. And that's not foreign to people in Frederick County. We've lost several firefighters in the line of duty. The Fallen Firefighters Foundation was established by Congress. It is a nonprofit entity whose goal it is to honor the fallen, to serve the families of the fallen and provide training and prevention measures to lessen the number of line of duty deaths in the fire service.
Okay.
So Frederick County's fortunate to host the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial, which is up in Emmitsburg at the National Fire Academy.
Yeah.
And every year, it used to be in October, it's now in May, all of the families of fallen firefighters from across the nation come to Frederick County to pay memorial to their lost loved one who died in the line of duty.
Oh, wow.
So very special place up in Emmitsburg.
Yeah.
The National Fallen Firefighters Foundation provides for that ceremony, provides scholarships and grief counseling and all sorts of things for the families of the fallen. And they provide training and education for current firefighters and how we can learn from tragedy to prevent future tragedy.
Yeah. First of all, I had no idea all the families converged on Frederick County at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
So they'll all be back in Emmitsburg again in May.
Yeah.
And we are a proud partner of the National Fallen
Yeah.
Firefighters Foundation. And while it's tragic that those families come to Emmitsburg every year, we're very honored to help them get around and help provide services at that memorial service.
And I'm sure for those families, it's so great for them to be around people who know what they're going through and support them and all of that. Great that we have the national memorial here right in our backyard, which is awesome as well. Although, you know, obviously we'd all love not to ever need it. But what can Frederick County residents do to make your job easier? Is there anything that we can do in support of to help you in your day-to-day?
Well, that is a great question, right? So there's lots of ways folks in Frederick County can help me and the fire service out. The first thing is to take care of themselves and their things, right? So we like to prevent the 911 call before it happens.
Yeah.
And you can do that through educational opportunities. We offer hands-only CPR classes. We have a lot of community outreach through our mobile community health office, and folks can engage in those programs. Two, they can become familiar with how to operate in times of emergency. Have the appropriate information ready if they have to call for the ambulance that includes medical histories and medications and what they might be allergic to. Practice with their children, home fire escape drills, and know what to do when the smoke detector goes off. And they can also volunteer, you know, so they can come to their local volunteer fire company and participate through volunteerism, either operationally on fire calls and ambulance calls, or through fundraising or administrative efforts to help support your local fire station. And if folks are interested in a career in the fire service in Frederick County, we're about to open up recruitment in May for future career opportunities within our fire service. So there's very little limit to how folks can engage positively.
You'll use any volunteer any way you can, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are the requirements of a volunteer firefighter?
So they're really very few. So in most fire companies, you have to be between 16 and 18 years old to participate, and then anything above that.
I was just going to say,
right?
Okay, yeah.
Usually you need a driver's license to get to training, right? And we provide all the training for free. The key is the fire department and the fire service in Frederick County is much more than just running out the door in a fire engine or an ambulance to answer a 911 call. We have fundraising opportunities to help pay for all the things that we need to invest in. There's administrative tasks that someone can help do. And there's a lot of public education and outreach that the fire stations do that the general public can come in and help with. So we don't want folks to think we're just looking for firefighters and EMTs. If you have a skill set, we can figure out how to use you.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And so how they can reach out directly to the fire company in their neighborhood?
A couple opportunities. They can reach out to their local fire station and find out how they can become a member or how they can help out. Or we have a county-wide volunteer recruitment program called Gear Up. So if you Google
I've seen those billboards.
Gear Up Frederick County,
Yes.
we'll help you. We have a recruitment coordinator, Joyce Schry. She'll walk you right through the process of how to get engaged and involved.
Nice.
But don't forget, if you're looking for a fire service career, you can go to the Frederick County Government HR page, sign up for an interest card, and when we open up our recruitment efforts in May, you'll get an email notification to throw in an application.
Yeah, I love it. Now, I know I've learned over interviewing some other people, the equipment that you have here, and we see this beautiful engine behind us and all the things you have. I know you get some federal or state funding for that, but a lot of it, sometimes you guys or these fire stations raise money to update equipment or to get new equipment or to add on to their buildings. Is that some of what the fundraising is
Yeah,
geared toward?
the fire service is funded a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
We leverage federal grants when we can. There's a small amount of state funding that comes through, but a lot of the things you see in our fire service are really county funded through the county tax dollar.
Okay.
So this fire engine behind you is a county funded fire engine, and in today's dollars, that fire engine costs about $1 million to put on the street.
Yeah.
There are volunteer companies in our organization that still buy their own apparatus, and they do that through their carnivals and raffles and all of those things. But those fire engines cost $1 million a piece as well. An ambulance, cost about $350,000.
Yeah.
So the units that are on the street and the equipment in them are incredible life-saving tools, but one thing they aren't is cheap.
That's right. That's right. Yes, and we did a whole series during the carnival season talking to all the different carnival operators, Thermont, Urbana, all the fire stations, talking about how really important it was to support those organizations, to help them do what they need to do, which is helping to keep us safe in our own communities. Well, we appreciate, I can't even thank you guys enough for everything all you and your personnel do for us every single day in this county. We're really glad that you chose Frederick County and New Windsor to be in, and hope you have a long. Is there any limit to your career here?
No.
So you're not. There's no end date until you say you're done.
We have a lot of good, positive things to do here in Frederick County, and I hope to be around for a long time to do them.
Well, we think you will be for sure. Tom Coe, Fire Chief of Frederick County. National Fallen Firefighters Foundation is the charity for Good Morning Frederick merch in the month of February. So come down, 401 North Market Street, Wednesdays to Sundays, 11 to 4. Purchase your stuff, and it helps an amazing organization. Comes right back, unfortunately, to maybe some of our families, but certainly helps this fire company and its families move forward for sure. We thank you guys so much for watching.